Hello class. Today we're going to learn how to plot the scatter graph. So I'm sure that after you've gone to the field, you've collected some data. And now how do we plot the scatter graph? What's the purpose of a scatter graph? A scatter graph shows us the relationship between two variables. So let's say over here I have some data points. The first column shows us the number of ice cream sold, and the second column shows us the temperature of the day. Okay, so after you have key in these values into an Excel table, just select them. Okay, then we would insert. Okay, insert, they can either give you a recommended chart, right, like scatter plot, bar graphs, horizontal, vertical, etc. Or the other way is just to go to the insert and the charts itself. Right, so it's easier, right? We just click on recommended charts. Okay, we generate a scatter plot. However, you wouldn't get the full marks, right, if you submit this as your final outcome. Okay, why? Because you see a lot of the points, they are so clustered together, and we need to make some changes to the X and Y axis. So for the horizontal axis, right, let's change the values, the maximum and minimum values. You go to format the axis. Okay, since the minimum number of ice cream sold is around 100, 110, let's put the minimum value at 100 and for the maximum 200. So now our scatter plot looks much nicer, right? With the data points more spaced out. Similarly, we do it for the y-axis. So for the y-axis, we double click on format axis. The lowest temperature is around 26. Maybe you can put like 20 or 25. And the highest is 38 degrees or 40 degrees. Okay, so now this is done. Good. Okay, so from here we can actually start to see a relationship. Next, as a marker, we'll be looking out for whether you have marked your axis accurately, right? So for the x-axis, it represents the number of ice cream sold. So I've keyed in this beforehand. So you must ensure that you have your axis labeled accurately. And if there's any units, please do include the units as well. For our y-axis, it's the temperature of the day, and the units will be in degrees Celsius. And the last part, okay, we cannot just leave the title as chart title. So let's change it to a suitable title. Let's call it scatter graph of number of ice cream sold against temperature. Okay, and this is how we plot the scatter graph. You can save this whole graph and insert it into your report, save it as a picture, or you can just do a screenshot, whichever you wish. That's all.